Hello, everyone. I'm Jason from AnonymousRetailer.com. Welcome to our first episode of the Anonymous Retailer Podcast. Today, we're covering our Q1 2026 retail outlook, selective consumers, quiet pressure, and being worth the trip in a tight, bite-sized recap. This is not a hype quarter. It's not a doom quarter. It's a quiet pressure quarter.
Anonymous Retailer.
Before we look forward, let's take a quick look in the rear view at 2025 and how we landed where we're at heading into Q1. Politics and policy. 2025 was defined by political uncertainty and trade volatility. Tariff pressure never fully cleared. It stayed embedded in landed costs, pricing decisions, and margin math all year. Economy and credit. The economy held together, but credit quietly tightened at the edges. Consumers didn't freeze, they became more aware of rates, balances, and payment timing. Spending required more thought. Consumer mood, shoppers adapted. Spending didn't disappear, but friction increased. Fewer impulse buys, longer consideration cycles. Value had to be clear, justifiable, and defensible. Technology shift. AI quietly rewired shopping behavior. Discovery, comparison, and filtering increasingly happened before a shopper ever clicked a link or walked through a door. Holiday performance, holiday sales did land. U.S. retail spending grew roughly 4% in 2025, led by electronics, apparel, and continued e-commerce strength. Shoppers showed up and spent, but growth was narrower than the headline suggested. Many specialty retailers exited Q4 inventory uneven, operationally tired, and with tighter cash visibility than top-line numbers implied. And that brings us to Q1 2026. Q1 doesn't start cold, it starts clarified. Let's jump into 5 things to keep your eye on in the coming months. Number 1, the consumer isn't weak. They're ruthlessly selective. Spending continues, but through fewer, more intentional purchases. Consideration cycles are longer. Utility, longevity, and emotional justification matter more than ever. Middle-tier categories remain the danger zone. Q1 is the real test of the consumer. I watch consumer data most closely in low-volume quarters. Holiday numbers printed well, but this is where resilience shows up or doesn't. Last year, many consumers were unaware of what was sitting out on the horizon. If they show up this year meaningfully in Q1, it signals real durability after the shock waves of 2025. But don't confuse resilience with recklessness. This is still a proceed with caution environment. Keep supply lines tight, let velocity, not optimism, create opportunity. Number 2, Q1 is a low noise quarter with quiet pressure. Q1 isn't stacked with high volume shopping moments. Winter is in full effect. The holiday hangover lingers into January. Spring goods won't land in force until February. Traffic doesn't disappear, it thins out. What that really means is less margin for error. Every interaction matters more. There are fewer chances to hide mistakes behind volume. Every decision shows up faster. Yes, we have President's Day, Valentine's Day, and spring break on the calendar in Q1, but this is still a precision quarter, not a volume quarter. Number 3, AI owns discovery, comparison, and filtering. AI isn't inspiring shoppers, it's screening for them. Before a customer ever visits, they've already discovered alternatives, compared pricing, specs, and filtered out what isn't worth the trip. There's a new term floating around, answer engine optimization. It sounds like SEO, but it's built for chatbots, not search boxes. We're entering a moment similar to the mid-2000s when Google started edging out the yellow pages. Back then, everyone suddenly had a phone book in their pocket. Now, everyone has a chatbot in their pocket. So the question is, how do you stay competitive? Clear product descriptions, obvious use cases, clean pricing logic, clear differentiation. I want to give a quick shout out to Steven Gendron over at Endeavor for pushing this topic onto my radar. He asked during a webinar I was speaking on how retailers are dealing with the AI-informed customer. And I've been thinking about it ever since. And I'll be honest, I haven't found any true subject matter experts on the topic, especially when it comes to practical retail execution outwardly. If you have any insights, drop a comment. This space is wide open. Number 4, Is your store worth the trip? With fewer big shopping events in Q1, destination matters more. Customers aren't browsing, they're targeting. Best in town thinking wins. Best candle shop, best sneaker boutique, best gift shop. Experience, curation, and clarity beats endless assortment. I saw a post recently from a Montreal magazine called The Main. They were covering the opening of the new Empire Skate Shop in downtown Montreal. It's a 26,000 square foot store. Anybody that knows anything about the skateboard business, 26,000 square feet is gigantic. But there was a quote that stuck out to me. It jumped off the page, and it stated, physical retail isn't dead. It just needs to be worth the trip. And that's the question every retailer should be asking. What motivates someone to get in the car, hop on a train, ride a bike, or walk over to your store? We've written about this before at Anonymous Retailer. The 3 most impactful marketing resources a retailer possesses: the quality of your assortment, the quality of your staff, and the customer experience in your store. Those 3 points are worth their weight in gold in making the trip worth it. Number 5, cash flow visibility tightens after the holiday sugar high. Holiday revenue can mask early year reality. Returns, credits, and delayed invoices cloud visibility. Q1 is when the cash flow test quietly begins. This quarter is a swirl of opposing forces. Revenue decelerates after December highs. Cash gets pinched as Q4 bills come due. Inventory decisions from last year suddenly show their true colors. For many retailers, this is a cold wake-up call. Q1 is when the bills show up. Okay, that was our 5 topics that specialty retailers could be staring down as we head into Q1 2026. The consumer isn't weak, they're ruthlessly selective. Q1 is a low noise quarter with quiet pressure. AI owns discovery, comparison, and filtering. Is your store worth the trip? Cash flow visibility tightens after the holiday sugar high. Q1 may or may not make the year, but it quietly decides how hard the rest of it feels. If this episode was useful, share it with another retailer. Drop a comment in what Q1 pressures you're seeing and feeling, and subscribe to anonymousretailer.com for more retail therapy for retailers. We'll see you next time.
anonymousretailer.com